France is one of the most powerful countries in the world. They have a good government, it's a democracy, and also they have a good army. The economy of this country is important to the world. France is one of the Europe's largest countries. It is bordered by six countries, other nations, Germany, Belgium, and Luxembourg. To the northeast, Switzerland, Italy; to the southeast, Spain; and to the southwest, the United Kingdom borders France via the English Channel. The country is considered to be the gateway to Europe as there are several large international airports. Two of these can be found in Paris. Ferry terminals and the French rail service. France is the most popular tourist destination in the world.
Everybody is allowed to follow whatever religion they choose because it is a secular country and freedom of thought and religion are encouraged. The republic is based on the principle of laissez-faire, that is a freedom of religion. Pétanque is a famous game that is played outside the French cafes with a glass of wine. This was first played in France around 1907. Cycling is one of the most popular sports in France. The Tour de France is the world's biggest spectator sport. The route changes each year and sometimes goes abroad. Horse racing is very popular, especially trotting. Stereotypes. French people eat snails and frogs. All French women dress like fashion models. French people drink wine all the time. French people stink. French music is sentimental and heavy on the lyrics. Is easily to identify by the expensive use of accordion, harp, flute, and fiddle.
Taboos. Never take wine as a gift. Never leave the food on your plate because it can indicate that you didn't enjoy your meal. The horse meat is essential for good luck, and you should not eat in a meeting if the host hasn't eaten yet. It is considered rude to rush to a meal or hurry your order alone.
A law from 1872 prohibits the French Republic from conducting census by making any distinction between its citizens in terms of race or religious beliefs. So French demographics can be a bit of hard to determine. In 2004, it was estimated that 85% of the population of metropolitan France was white or of European origin, with 10% from North Africa and 3.5 black and 1.5 Asian.
Festivals. The French celebrate the traditional Christian holidays of Christmas and Easter. They mark May Day, also known as Labor Day, on May 1st. Victory in Europe Day on May 8th commemorates the end of hostilities in Europe in World War II. Bastille Day is celebrated on July 14th. This is the day the Bastille Fortress in Paris was stormed by revolutionaries to start the French Revolution. Movies. The history of cinema as a show began in Paris, France, on December 28, 1895. Since then, it has undergone a series of change in several ways. On the one hand, cinema technology has evolved a lot. Art. The French art include all artistic works done in the region of France. The works might be plastic or visual arts of woodwork, textile, and architecture associated with France. France has a long and interesting history of arts, dating back to the ancient times. Most arts, like the Gothic and Baroque, are believed to have originated from France. Traditions. France has a culture that is heavily influenced by its traditions because it is an extremely old nation that has had years to form its traditions. France's traditions show that it is a nationalistic country because it has numerous holidays honoring Frenchmen who have died in wars for their country.
Most historians place the origin of medieval drama in the churches, liturgical dialogues, and tropes. At first, simply dramatizations of the ritual, particularly in the most rituals connected with Christmas and Easter. Plays were eventually transferred from the monastery church to the chapter house of refectory hall and finally to the open air, and the vernacular was substituted for Latin. In the 12th century, one finds earliest extant passages in French appearing as the refrains inserted into liturgical dramas in Latin, such as Saint Nicholas play and Saint Stephen play. The most important dances in France are Afanchi, Apache, Balmuset, Bernays, Cancan, Farandol, Espirangle, Gavotte, Woka, Java, Lorraine, Rigadon, Ritournelle, and Touridon. These are the most important dances in the French country.
Body language. Making a first with one hand and slapping the top of it with the other hand is a rude gesture in France. In France, handshakes are brisk and light, with one or two up and down movements. Too much strain and too many movements will be perceived as dominating, but too meek will not inspire trust. The French customs associate greeting one another with a kiss. No one hugs in France unless it's a really emotional situation. The American okay sign typically means zero, nothing, or wordless in France. Cultural shock. The customer service is an adventure in itself. French waiters don't work for tips, may be in charge of all the tables themselves, and will not ask you every 5 minutes if you're doing okay. Don't expect dinner at 5 p.m. Eating in France is serious business. Dinner, for example, is considered early if it is served at 7 p.m., 8 p.m. is enough for dinner time. Suggest 5 or 6 p.m. for supper or no one will show up. There is no grazing or eating between meals. The French don't buy a candy bar and eat it in the parking a lot on the way to the car. One more thing, you will hardly ever see anyone drinking a large size soda anywhere. You don't get anything done between 9 and 2 p.m. Even construction workers go to restaurants and sit down for lunch. If you have something important to take care of, do it before after lunch. Idiomatic expression. Avoir les yeux plus gros que le ventre. Ever go to a restaurant and order more food than you can handle? Or how about when you believe how to an all-you-can-eat buffet was the best idea ever, but then realized it actually wasn't? Couture and brass. This expression is made when you go after you chased all eating and end your pleasant dinner. You nicely ask for the check, I addition, s'il vous plaît. But if you bit off more than you can chew, your eyes are most likely jumping out of the head as your mouth drops on the floor. You are thunderstruck by the price of the bill.
We believe that we have learned a lot from this country because we discovered many things that we didn't know. For example, most of the French food is delicious. France is one of the countries that has many stereotypes, and we have realized which ones are false.